Hello students, welcome back. As you know, in previous video we have completed the topic nutrition in amoeba. So today we will read the nutrition in human beings, okay? In which we will discuss about human digestive system. So today's topic is human digestive system. So you can see that the diagram of human digestive system is here, okay? Student, we can divide a human digestive system into two parts. Okay, we can divide into two parts. First one is alimentary canal and second is digestive gland. So our digestive system is consist of two parts. First is alimentary canal and second is digestive glands. Now the question is, what is alimentary canal? So alimentary canal is a long tube-like structure which starts from mouth and ends with anus. Okay. Alimentary canal starts from mouth. ये देखो, starts from mouth and ends with anus. Okay. So we can say from mouth to anus there is a pipe structure present in our body that is called alimentary canal, and there are many different parts of alimentary canal which we discuss later. Now second part of our digestive system is digestive glands. Okay, so now question is, what is digestive glands? Actually student, along with this alimentary canal there are some glands with this canal. Okay, so some glands are there which secrete digestive juice which help in digestion. So there are two parts of alimentary canal. So let's start with alimentary canal. Start with alimentary canal. So okay, there are part of alimentary canal. So what is the part of alimentary canal? There are some parts of alimentary canal. You can see right here. First one is mouth, also called buccal cavity. Food pipe, also called esophagus. Stomach, small intestine, large intestine and anus. Okay, small intestine further divided into duodenum, jejunum, ileum. Okay, and large intestine further divided in colon and rectum. So in structure we can see, ये देखिए students, okay, this is oral cavity. ये देख सकते हैं, this is oral cavity, also called buccal cavity. This is esophagus, that is called food pipe also. This is stomach, this is pancreas, this is duodenum, it means a part of small intestine. This is small intestine. Okay, and this one is large intestine, this is anus. Now what about glands? So there are three types of digestive glands. First is salivary gland, then liver and then pancreas. So that was our digestive structure. Okay, so that's all about our digestive structure. Now the question is, how digestion takes place? So first of all we start from our mouth. Okay, so first of all we start from mouth. ये देखिए. Okay, so you all know when we take food we just take the food and put it into our mouth. Okay, so you all know that there is saliva always present in our mouth, and this saliva secreted by salivary gland. So actually there is salivary gland in our buccal cavity which secretes saliva. You can see here, actually in our mouth there are three pairs of salivary gland. First pair is parotid gland, second is submaxillary, third is sublingual, and these three pairs of gland is called salivary gland. Okay, and this salivary gland produce saliva in our mouth. Student, this saliva also help in digestion. Okay, because this saliva contain an enzyme that is called salivary amylase enzyme. Okay, salivary gland produce saliva, or in saliva there is an enzyme that is called salivary amylase. And now what is the function of this enzyme? Actually, this enzyme breaks down the starch into sugar. Okay, so the function of this enzyme in our saliva is it digests the starch into sugar. So we can say that inside our mouth both type of digestion take place. It means physical digestion and chemical digestion both take place in our mouth. In chemical digestion means when starch broken down into sugar with the help of this salivary amylase enzyme, and that is called chemical digestion, because in this reaction a new substance we get, that is sugar. Okay, so this is a chemical digestion. And in physical digestion also occur in our mouth, which is done by our teeth, because our teeth just breaks down the large particle of food into smaller one. Okay students, so after mouth our food enters into this food pipe that is called esophagus. Okay, but for that there is a common path that is called pharynx. Okay, that is called pharynx, through which both our food from mouth and our air both have to pass through this common path. And this common place is called pharynx. You can see here, this is a common path. Okay, you can see this is a common path. Food comes from mouth and air comes from nasal cavity, and both passes through this common path, and this common path is called pharynx. Okay, this common path is called pharynx. So when we swallow the food, it may enters in our windpipe, right? But actually it doesn't happen. Why? Because actually in there is a cartilage or covering, like there is a lid like structure present in our throat. Student, we can see actually this side there is a lid like structure which cover the windpipe, the opening of windpipe. When we swallow the food and our food enters from mouth to food pipe, that time a lid like structure cover the windpipe, and this lid like structure is called epiglottis. So when we swallowed the food, it means when food enters in our food pipe, this epiglottis cover the windpipe, so that food direct enter to the food pipe, not in the windpipe, because that time windpipe closed by epiglottis. Okay, so we can say epiglottis prevent the food to going down into the windpipe. So here we can see that what is pharynx. Actually pharynx is a part of our throat, and it is a place which is common for our food and air which we inhale. And what is epiglottis? The epiglottis is a cartilaginous flap covering the opening of the windpipe during the to prevent food from entering the lungs. Then our food enters into food pipe also called esophagus. Okay, so students, our food pipe is not like a hollow pipe that just take food and it direct reach into our stomach by gravitational force. No student, it's not like that. Actually there is a special movement occur in food pipe. There is alternative contraction and relaxation of muscles occur in esophagus. Okay, like this. So this construction it means like that. This contraction and relaxation of the muscles of food pipe pushes the food downward. And so this alternative contraction and relaxation of muscles of food pipe is called peristalsis or peristaltic movement. Okay, this is called peristaltic movement, or we can say peristalsis. Okay, so what is peristalsis? The alternative contraction and relaxation of the muscles of food pipe, so that the muscular contraction pushes the food downward. So this contraction relaxation of the muscles is called peristalsis or peristaltic movement. Okay, now one more thing that I want to tell you, that no secretion takes place inside the food pipe. No enzymes are there. So this is only a path through which food passes from mouth to stomach only. So no digestion takes place inside the food pipe. Please students, remember this point. No digestion takes place inside the food pipe. And this peristaltic movement is not only occur in food pipe, while it occurs throughout the alimentary canal. It means it also occur in small intestine and also in large intestine. So we can see in this structure, after food pipe, okay, after food pipe our food reaches into stomach. Now what happen in stomach? Actually stomach secrete a juice that is called gastric juice. Okay, so the juice of stomach is called gastric juice, and in this juice there are three things. First one is HCl, that is hydrochloric acid. Second one is enzymes, and third is mucus. So these three things are present in gastric juice, and gastric juice secrete in stomach. Now the question is, what is the function of these three things? So first is HCl. So function of HCl, there are two important function of HCl. First is HCl kills the bacteria. Okay, HCl kills the bacteria, and second function of this hydrochloric acid is it makes the food acidic. Okay, now let's see the first function, that is HCl kills the bacteria. So actually when we eat food, sometime bacteria are also enters into our body with this food. So then HCl kills this bacteria. Okay, because HCl is an acid, so it kills these bacteria. Now second function is it makes the food acidic. How? Actually when food mixed with HCl, then it becomes acidic in nature, and in this acidic food pepsin enzyme works properly. Students, as because we know for any reaction some condition is there. So when pepsin enzyme digests the food or breaks down the food, it need a acidic medium, because in acidic medium pepsin enzyme works properly. So second function of HCl is it makes the food acidic for the proper reaction of pepsin enzyme. Now second things which present in gastric juice is enzymes. So which type of enzyme present in stomach? So that enzyme is pepsin enzyme. The name of the enzyme that present in our stomach is pepsin enzyme. It's very important enzyme. Okay. Pepsin enzyme actually breaks down the proteins into amino acid. Okay. Pepsin enzyme break down the protein into amino acid. It means pepsin helps in the digestion of protein. Now third thing which present in our gastric juice is mucus. So what about mucus? We know that acids are very dangerous, right? So if as we know that HCl is present inside our stomach, so it can burn our stomach, it can hurt our stomach inside in inner side. Okay, but there is mucus also present in our stomach, and it protect our inner wall of stomach from the acid, because mucus form because mucus form a thick layer. Okay, because mucus form a thick layer, so because of this layer HCl cannot touch the wall of stomach. So we can say that this mucus prevent the contact of HCl and our stomach wall. So after stomach, our food enters in small intestine. So this is also a part of small intestine, that is called duodenum. ठीक है, जो starting part होता है, so starting part of small intestine is called duodenum. So students, small intestine has two main functions. First one is complete digestion and second one is absorption of food. So that small intestine is the largest part of alimentary canal. Okay, small intestine is the largest part of alimentary canal. So student, I have just told you that complete digestion occur in a small intestine. So for that there are three types of digestive juice present inside the small intestine. So these three types of juice are, first one is bile juice, second is pancreatic juice, and third is intestinal juice. Okay, first is bile juice, second pancreatic, third is intestinal juice. These three types of juice present in our small intestine. Student, let's start with bile juice. Actually bile juice secreted by liver. Student, we can see here, this is liver, this is liver, ये दिख रहा है आपको, this is liver, and this liver produce a juice that is called bile juice, and this bile juice comes from liver and enter into small intestine. Students, actually bile juice secreted by liver and stored in gallbladder. Student, this is gallbladder, this is liver. So first of all, bile juice secreted by liver, then it temporarily stored in this gallbladder. देखो, temporary stored in this gallbladder. After that it comes to the small intestine and mix with food. So this question oftenly comes in exam that what is the function of gallbladder? So gallbladder store the bile juice which comes from the liver. So bile juice stored in gallbladder and then it enters into small intestine. Now question is, what is the function of bile juice? So the function of what is the function of bile juice? So actually a reaction that is called emulsification. So emulsification reaction occur in bile juice. This emulsification reaction occur in bile juice. So now what is emulsification? When bile juice mix with food, it breaks down the fat. ठीक है, when bile juice mix with food, it breaks down the fat molecule into small globules, and this reaction is called emulsification of fat. And emulsification reaction occur by bile juice. Emulsification reaction takes place by bile juice. So students, remember one thing, that there is no any enzyme in bile juice. There are only some salts in it. Now second juice that is present in small intestine, that is pancreatic juice. So pancreatic juice secreted by pancreas. So student, this is pancreas. This is pancreas which secrete pancreatic juice, which also enters into small intestine. Now what is the function of pancreatic juice? Actually pancreatic juice contain three enzymes. There are three enzymes in pancreatic juice. First one is pancreatic amylase, second is trypsin, and third is lipase. ठीक है, these three enzymes are present in pancreatic juice. Now one by one we will see the function of these enzymes. So what is the function of first is pancreatic amylase? Okay, so pancreatic amylase break down the starch into sugar. Okay, same as salivary amylase. Okay, students, amylase enzyme also present in our saliva. So both pancreatic amylase and salivary amylase both have same function. Both breaks down the starch into sugar. And now second is trypsin enzyme, and trypsin also breaks protein into amino acid like pepsin. ठीक है, pepsin present in our stomach, and what is the function of pepsin? Pepsin also breaks protein into amino acid, and here in pancreatic juice trypsin also breaks protein into amino acid. Now third one is lipase. And what is the function of lipase? Lipase breaks the fat into fatty acid and glycerol. Okay, fatty acid and glycerol. Now third types of juice that present in small intestine is intestinal juice. We have read bile juice, pancreatic juice. Now the time for intestinal juice. So this intestinal juice secreted by small intestine. This juice also contains some enzyme which digest all component of food completely. So complete digestion. Okay, so complete digestion occur in small intestine with the help of these three types of juice. Okay, with the three types of juice, complete digestion occur in small intestine. Now the second function of small intestine is absorption of food. So let's see. So as I have told that complete digestion occur in small intestine. Now there will be no any food nutrients remain in small intestine. It means all proteins converted into amino acid, all carbohydrate starch converted into sugar, and all fat converted into fatty acid and glycerol. So student, as I have told you that there are two functions of small intestine: complete digestion and absorption. So after complete digestion, absorption take place. So for absorption, the wall of small intestine has some finger-like projection called villi. Students, this is a small intestine, and there are some finger-like structure present in small intestine, like this types. This finger-like structure present in small intestine, and this finger-like structure is called villi. Okay. And students, there are blood capillaries inside the villi, so that when absorbed food digested by this villi, that digested food enters into the blood capillaries, so that all digested food absorb into the blood. Now the question is, what is villi and what is its function? So finger like projection present in small intestine is called villi, and it increases the surface area of intestine so that more absorption takes place. Actually, this finger like structure, that is villi, also present in large intestine. So after absorption, some undigested and unabsorbed food remain in small intestine, which enters into large intestine. So there are two parts of large intestine, that is colon and rectum. So when food enters in colon, water absorption take place. Now when undigested food enters in colon, some water and salt also remain in it. So this water and salt absorbed by large intestine in colon part. After that, this undigested food enters into rectum. So here we can see this is large intestine, and this part is called colon, and this end part is called rectum. Okay, so water absorption take place in colon, and water absorption take place in colon, and after that this undigested food enters into rectum, and when this undigested food after that this undigested food actually stored in rectum, and that is called stool. Okay, I repeat, water absorption take place in colon, and after that undigested food enters into rectum and is stored for some time, and then that time is called stool. Okay, so now these stools are also called feces removed from our body by anus. Okay, so there are actually some anal sphincter also present in anus. And what is anal sphincter? Anal sphincter is a group of muscle actually, which regulate the passing out of stool from our body. Okay, so आज के लिए इतना ही. Thank you for watching.